In my opinion, the biggest accomplishment is taking that success, taking that influence, taking his voice, and speaking out for those who don't have one. So it's my honor, it's my privilege to introduce to you tonight, Coach Hugh Jackson.
NFL coach Hugh Jackson speaking out in the fight against human trafficking. He was the keynote speaker at the Elite Foundation's campaign to end the DeMANd. The event streaming live from the Abundant Life Church in Margate, Florida.
At this very moment, hundreds, if not thousands of youth, both boys and girls, right outside these very doors, live in fear. They live in a world where they do not know the sanctity of peace, of being honestly and unconditionally loved. So they search for the place where they think they will find it.
The nonprofit agency is targeting men, teaching them to see the signs of victims as well as understanding where the desire actually begins.
My name is Hamish Reed, and our goal is to stop the DeMANd. It ends with us. We're here to launch a national campaign to say it ends with us, stop the DeMANd. And our goal is to create an initiative across the country where men knows that if we end the DeMANd, we can save the lives of children that's being sold and exploited for sex.
So I want them, number one, to understand that it happens here in the United States domestically, right across the street, right in their backyards. And I want them to understand how significantly devastating it is for the survivors of those that do survive. And it happens to children, it happens to babies, it happens to adults.
Trafficking is happening around us, so you have to be trained to see it. And so you probably don't know because you don't know what it looks like. It's in the form of pornography, it can come in the form of doing sporting events. It happens in a lot of different ways. I think more men should be engaged because we're fathers, we're brothers, we're sons, and we have an interest in making sure that this crime is stopped.
On hand to help with the event, young men, mostly college students from Broward College, along with a few high schoolers, helping them get an early understanding of the crisis around them.
I thought was it would just be the white man that drives up and someone snatches you in the back. That's just not the typical way that traffickers are catching kids today. Right now, it is online, through social media, through false friends, through other kids their age at sleepovers.
My daughter, Alexis, she fought the very same demons I did. She was molested as a child as well. She was a beautiful, bright, young girl, and she had her whole life and future ahead of her. And at the age of 15, things started changing for her.
Just sitting back and thinking about it, praying about it. We need people to pray, but we need people to act. We need people to care. This is a problem. Dr. King said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. If anybody's kid is getting snatched and raped, we need to act like it's our kids. Amen?
Well, personal history is such. I grew up, my dad left when I was 8 and never really saw him only a handful of times after that. And it wasn't until I was divorced, when I was in my mid-40s, that I saw that I had to look at my life and look at the effect of that one thing happening, of Dad not being there.
I know there's a lot of women that's been hurt by men. And I've been one of those men who never apologized for the hurt that's been inflicted. I know a lot of people, a lot of ladies have moved on from their pain, but if you haven't forgiven the person that hurt you, then you're still a victim.
And so I started hearing about human trafficking. And after doing a little research, I realized Florida was number 3 in the country. And I said, hold up, I'm a bailiff for the Broward Sheriff's Office. I said, hold up, I'm a bailiff for the Sheriff's Office. And Florida's number 3 in the country. How come I'm not seeing any human trafficking cases come through court? Because I work criminal court. And I'm like, there's a red flag for me, something's not adding up here. So I started reaching out to organizations, I started reaching out to survivors, hearing their stories and understanding why.
Many years ago, when we heard about human trafficking, the only thing that we related to was taken. Well, since sticking was always in another country, that meant that we didn't have to worry about it here. But how wrong we were. I just want to say this, that we are going to end the demand, but the key part of ending the demand is the letters M-A-N, in demand, and that we must address the man in order to end the demand. I look forward to that.
As you can see, there is nobody left in the chairs. This is what it's going to take. It's going to take a village, and this is where we begin. The solution is not left to one person. The solution is based in humanity, as been stated repeatedly, the sanctity of life, and taking a stand for those who cannot stand for themselves, being the voice for the voiceless, and putting your words and your thoughts to action to save those who are still stuck in the darkness.
What about the children? To ignore is so easy. So many innocent children choose the wrong way. What about the children? Remember when we were children, yes. And if not for those who loved us and cared enough to show us, tell me